I love the new caves, and I really enjoy mining in them. But you know what? One person can only do so much mining, and after the last episode, it's become very apparent if I want to do automation, I'm gonna have to find a better way to keep up with the iron demand, that much is for sure. But today, well, we're gonna be making an iron farm. We're gonna be solving that problem. Now, I want to build this iron farm in the spawn chunks area, and the important thing about spawn chunks is no matter where you are in your world, it'll always be loaded, so I can always have it on wherever I am and producing iron for me. Now, that also means I need to have an on-off switch because being always loaded, it could potentially cause lag, so you're going to want to have an on and off switch for stuff in the spawn chunks. Now, the spawn chunks aren't loaded everywhere. Like, for example, if you go into another dimension, 15 seconds later, I believe it is, and the spawn chunks will no longer be loaded. But there are ways around that. Like for the nether, for example, you can make a chunk loader for that. Sadly, for the end, I don't think there's a good reliable way to make a chunk loader, so you can't keep it loaded while you're there, but for the nether, you can do it there, which is pretty nice. Now, let's get up on the surface and let's find out where the spawn chunks are for my world here. So, I know that my spawn chunks, they're over this way. I know that's where I spawned in, so yeah, I'll be meeting you guys over there, but I should mention that you should bring some blocks with you just so you know how big your spawn chunk area is, just so you can mark it out for the time being, and maybe do a perimeter or something later if you want, but right now, just bring a few blocks with you. Now, one thing I should have mentioned about the spawn chunks is not everything will work in them. So, like, for example, things that, like, grow, like crops, and I would assume copper blocks as well, since they're out in the world and they, like, sort of oxidize over time. Things like that, they will not work in the spawn chunks. But things like redstone and mobs, they will. For the most part, there's a few exceptions to that, which I'll get to. But for right now, let's go mark out the spawn chunk area. My spawn chunk is now successfully marked, so as you can tell, if you look at the compass, if I go here, it goes all the way back around. Same if I go back. If I go here, same thing. Just flips all the way around, so this block here is the center of my spawn chunk area. Now if we hit F3G, then now we can see the spawn chunks, and as we can see, this is right in the corner of this one. Now, I might be incorrect here, but one thing to keep in mind is I think if you drop stuff through, like, say, the end portal, I think it'll end up right here. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure it should be right here. Now, that right there being said, this right here is the center spawn chunk, I believe, because, well, the compass is pointed at this block, and, well, this block is in this chunk, so this has got to be the center chunk. Now, all we have to do is we got to figure out how big this thing is. Now, I'm pretty sure all spawn chunk areas are the same in Java, I'm pretty sure. At least that's what I get from the wiki. It has basically a little graph, or not graph, the chart kind of thing. And I'll go ahead, I'll pop that up on screen, and I'll kind of explain it here. So to very quickly summarize all this, basically the green area, everything will work except for crops, for example. Those won't grow unless the player is there. Yellow area, redstone will work in that area, but entities won't, so like armor stands won't move. Droppers and dispensers will not like shoot out items, like that stuff won't work. And same with minecarts, and mobs will have no AI in the yellow area. As for the blue and gray, yeah, I have no idea about that stuff. I couldn't find any information on it. Yeah, hopefully that right there made a bit of sense there. I did explain it rather quickly, and to be honest, I don't fully understand all of it myself, so yeah, hopefully that helps you out a little bit. If you're deciding to do this, just stay in the green area and most stuff will work there. And just, I guess, play around with it and experiment with it. But anyway, let's go ahead. We gotta count out 10 chunks in every direction here so we can get the full area of the green chunks there. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's get right to it. Not gonna lie, almost feel like I'm kind of incorrect in assuming the size of it, but you know what? It's what the wiki says. Like, look over there. That's one corner of it, way over there. That is such a huge area. And then the other one's up in that mountain. I have one way over there in the forest, and the other one's in the ocean, so I didn't bother putting a pillar there, but yeah, that's just absolutely massive. I almost feel like it's incorrect. But the wiki says so yeah, I guess I'll just go with that. But yeah, that right there just means we got a lot of space to work with there. So yeah, probably won't use half of it or even a quarter of it, let's be honest. It's a lot of space. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's get started on that iron farm, which I'm going to be putting up on this hill here. Now, the main reason for that is just so the iron golems don't like spawn off to the side. So like if I put it down here, they'd probably end up spawning up on the hill there. So put it up there, build up 20 blocks, and we should be good. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's get started on that iron farm. I got some villagers right over there, ripe for the taking. So yeah, let's go ahead, let's get started on that, and I'll be right back. And there we go. The iron farm is all completed, and yeah, super simple design. This one is by Wattles, just copied his design. Because yeah, I made a nice little shell that can go around it. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. I'll get to building that in a second, but for right now, let me kind of give you a little walkthrough of how it works before we get like the villagers and the zombies in there. So on the first floor here, we have the 3 villager chambers here, and right where I'm standing, this is where the zombie will go. So he'll sit right here, scare all the villagers, they'll gossip and spawn in a golem up there. That is how this works. I will say, one thing that has changed since I last made a iron farm is you no longer need them to be working anymore, like the villagers. Makes things a lot more simpler now, that is for sure. Now, one thing I did do a little bit differently from Wattles' design is I just went ahead and added these full blocks in here and these trapdoors. These basically make it so the villagers can't see the zombie when they're up. Just so that way there, I can have an on-off switch down below and just have like a redstone torch tower coming up here, basically. Yeah, that's what that there is for. Now, up here, we actually have this 2 thick slab up here. This thing here is 2 blocks thick, and it's a 7x7 cube. So 7 this way, 7 that way. And this here is the 8th block. We have these stairs here, and then it comes down into this 3 wide by 7. And then these stairs again, they are the 8th block. And this is where the lava pit will go to burn the golems. Yeah, very simple design right there, but now it's time to get decorating this thing. We gotta decorate this before we get the villagers and stuff in there, because I don't want no iron golems spawning in while I'm building stuff, so don't want any accidents there, because they'd be tough to get rid of. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's get started on building. And there we go, the shell is all completed, and I did a little bit of terraforming, which I'm probably gonna redo later on once I got a good pickaxe and stuff with Silk Touch. I have tested this out in a creative world, and I can say the leaves and stuff here, they shouldn't have any golem problems with golems spawning on them. I went ahead and threw some carpets on the ones up there just to make sure. Now, one thing I didn't test is actually the floor in here. I didn't have a floor in my creative world, so hopefully the iron golems will not spawn there. I don't think they will, but you never know. Yeah, we go in here, and yeah, that's the chambers just right up there. And the nice thing about this is you can actually see the villagers running around from the outside as well. So when they're freaked out by the zombie, we can still see them from the top floor there. Just from like way over there or something. Now we gotta go ahead and we gotta finish up this iron farm, and the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna go steal some villagers from the village over there. I'm gonna make sure to breed them up a bunch first, just so I know there's extras over there in case I need them in the future. Yeah, the way I think I'm gonna get everyone up here is I got some soul sand here, and I'm just gonna make some bubble columns that kind of shoot them up into their chambers there. And that should do just fine, hopefully. Let's go ahead, let's finish this up, let's get the villagers up there and get ourselves a zombie. Then, this will be all completed. There we go. The iron farm's all up and running, and yeah, you can see the villagers running around up there. This is why I like this design. But yeah, the guests are enjoying themselves at the hotel here, and yeah, slowly working here, just waiting to get enough hoppers to bring this all the way down here. So that way there, I can just set up like some chests and stuff. But that there is just a bit of AFKing and waiting for iron golems to spawn and stuff. So yeah, we're basically done at this point. Or more like completely done because, well, yeah, got this all finished up now. Got a chest down there to collect everything for me. Now, I'll probably go ahead and make like a sorter so that way I can sort out the poppies and stuff later. But right now, this is good enough for me. And I also went ahead and installed this on-off switch. It's just a redstone torch tower going all the way up to flip the trapdoors up there. As you can see, that is off. Now the villagers are calm. But flip it there, and then they start to panic again. Works perfect. But anyway, that's going to be it for today because, well, this is all up and working. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. And until next time, keep having fun, everyone. See ya.